Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is Sunday, July 31st of 2022. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives that create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. And our topic today is, how can we know the divine? This is a question for the seeker who in their heart seeks only truth and knows that there is a truth beyond the truth that separates us and divides us and pits us against each other, and that questions what's right, what's wrong, who's right, who's wrong, who's good, who's bad, all of those things. That knows that somewhere within all of this is one and only one, and that we have a way to know that, and the deep heart, the deep innermost yearning inside of ourselves yearns us to know that and to recognize that above all else. As my teacher used to say, don't stop with the outside pictures. Don't stop with any pictures, inside pictures, outside pictures. Don't stop until you can see the face of God in everything and everyone, in no separation, no you versus me or us versus them, no right, wrong, good, bad, higher, lower, better, worse, unworthy, worthy, any of that, but only one. And the only one is the one of unconditional love and magnificence and majesty and beauty and absolute glory. So let's begin by coming into our meditation and healing circle this morning. Let's come together sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. Together, let's bring our hearts and our faces, all of our senses, to face into the center of our circle. And bring your heart, that funnel of energy from the front of your heart space, bring that to face into the center of our circle. And then bring your belly, that ball of energy in the front of your belly space, just bring that and face that into the center of our circle as well. And take a deep breath. Inhale all of the parts of yourself, all of your energy into your vertical core. And as you exhale, just drop down, land into your hips. Let yourself be present in your body. Let your body be present and attentive and participating in our circle. And as we call on our source, let's call directly. We call on you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your vibration of your pure divine light, And let's just sense that pure divine light streaming into the center of our circle. And just let that light, just feel that vibration of light, and let that fall upon your skin. Let it touch into your skin and penetrate into your pores, and feel that pure divine light. Just inhale and draw it into your body through your pores. This is a cleansing light, a purifying light, an illuminating light, an awakening light, and draw that in. And just as it travels through your pores, just let it touch into your peripheral nervous system. Let it travel through your nervous system, which is your body's electrical circuitry. Let it travel through that electrical circuitry, and let it just cleanse and purify that electrical circuitries from any of the shorts or any of the leaks of energy, or the shorts in the energy field or in the circuitry. Let it just clean up the internal wiring as it moves through, and just allow it to restore the original pathways of your natural circuitry, if you will, the natural state of being of your pure divine being. Just let that pure light come in through your pores and travel through your body. And as you breathe, as you inhale, just let your whole being absorb that light into your body. And as you exhale, just let it, allow it to move with its wisdom and travel through you. Trust in the wisdom. Let that light come in. Let it move through you. Let it travel through you. Let it cleanse and purify. Let it illuminate. Right? That's the other thing that light does. It illuminates. It is a radiance. The divine name is Nur. Ya Nur. We invoke the radiance of the light of our source. Ya Nur. Ya Nur. And the light illuminates those places that have been hidden in the shadows or perhaps in the darkness. It illuminates and brings truth. It brings visibility so we can awaken to, we can have insight of, we can see clearly that which we have not seen before because it has been illuminated. So let that light come in and illuminate for you that which you have not seen before, that which has been confusing, hidden in the shadows, that which has been out of your sight, out of your perception. Let it illuminate and awaken you to the truth of what resides within you. Right? Bring it into your body. Let it awaken you to the truth of what is inside. And again, let's come together and call on our source. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, we call on you. We ask you to send your vibration of unconditional love. And let this vibration of this pure, unconditional love, Ya Wadud, invoking the unconditional love, Ya Wadud, and let this stream into the center of our circle. And let your heart center really reach out to that stream of Wadud, of the pure unconditional love, and let it tip up and catch that stream, that gentle rain coming in. And let that funnel through your heart center. Let it flow through your heart center. Breathe it in with your heart. Inhale it in. And as it comes in, as you exhale, just let yourself release any of the clutter, the tension from your heart center. You may give some gentle tapping around your heart space, your chest space to help to relax and open all of this chest space. And release the tension. Release the blocks, the barriers, the clutter. The poet Rumi says, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Because that's what we do. It's how we keep ourselves safe from the perceived threats and the perceived separation in this world. We keep ourselves safe by constricting the heart, by putting up walls and blocks and barriers. Let that love come in. The love is unconditional. The conditions that we place are our own conditions. But love itself is unconditional, so it can move through that space. We do have free will, so it's up to us to say yes to that flow and allow that to come in and to move through and to flow around. So just take a minute now and just turn your attention directly to your source. Lift your voice, give your voice directly to your source, and ask for that help and that support to welcome in that divine light and unconditional love, even through the blocks and barriers that we've built in the heart and around the heart to protect ourselves. And put your trust in the knowing that this unconditional love is a healing source of vital life force energy. Receive that into your heart, breathe it in, Let yourself take that in, receive it, breathe it in, let it into the depths of your heart. And just let yourself upright your spine so that that vertical core that flows through the top of your head and all the way vertically through your body, along the front of your spine, through your heart center, through your belly, and through your base. Just let that have let it be upright and vertical. Or if you're lying down, let yourself be straight and let that vertical alignment have its straight, unobstructed flow through your body as best you can. And let that light and that love flow through that vertical core. And as you inhale this light and this love into your body, just let yourself lean back into that vertical core and allow it to land, to flow through your vertical core and land into your belly, into your hips. Let yourself be present and grounded in your hips. And take a minute, stretch out your feet and your toes and circle your ankles. And if you want to shift your hips, tilt your pelvis from side to side or front to back or around in circles and help to open up that space. Maybe bounce and open up your base. Stretch out your legs, your ankles, your feet, your toes, and let your energy move all the way through. And one more as we call on our source together in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your vibration of the eternal compassion. This is Ya Rahman, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahman. And this is that ocean of living consciousness that is the cosmic womb of all of our creation that contains us and holds us in one nurturing womb space. And you just perceive that Rahman, that eternal compassion, that ocean of consciousness that flows down and around. And it is the ocean that contains us. So as you inhale all of this love and light and compassion into your body, as you exhale, just let your whole being rest into this ocean of living consciousness, this eternal compassion. Let your whole being rest into it. Feel yourself held, contained, nurtured, protected, enveloped in this cosmic womb, this perfectly safe, nurturing, containing, holding, loving, accepting, compassionate, cosmic womb of all of our creation. Let yourself be held in that, nurtured by that, held as safe, protected, loved, accepted unconditionally in this eternal compassion. Breathing in the light, the love, the compassion, all the way into your core. As you exhale, let yourself drop down and land into your pelvic bowl. And let your entire being rest into this ocean of compassion. Again, inhale in this pure divine light, unconditional love and eternal compassion. Absorb it all the way into the core of your body. And as you exhale, just let your entire being drop down along that vertical core and land into your pelvic bowl. And let your entire being rest into this cosmic womb of compassion. Held, loved, nurtured, contained. Our topic for today is the question, how can I know you? Speaking directly to your source. So take a minute now, because this is a very personal question for every being. And for the seeker, the heart that truly yearns to know truth and to understand and to really get this unconditional love thing and this ever presence and the magnificence of this creation, let your heart center. Let it turn directly to face your source and just imagine your source right in front of you. The eye of your heart facing directly to the perceived eye of the heart of your source. eye to eye, heart to heart, face to face, and let yourself feel the question in your own heart. Breathe that light and love and compassion into the depths of your heart, and feel that question that bubbles up from within you that says, how can I know you? How can I not stop with the separation and the divisiveness and the conflicts and the contrasts? How can I truly know you? How can I know your oneness? How can I know your unity of all things, in all things, with all things, in this world that seems to be so full of contrast? So turn your heart and ask in your own words. Those are my words. Ask in your words directly from your source. How can I know you? How can I know you? And breathe into your heart. Let your heart space relax and just receive whatever it may want to receive, need to receive, whatever your source is offering to you to receive right now. I'm going to read the response from the ocean is love. The answer is love. The ocean is love too. The answer is love. Questions to explore as we transition into an era of peace. The question is, how can I know you? The response says, look for my signs and symbols. They are everywhere in all of creation, all of nature, in every sound, every movement, every element of the earth. Marvel at the wonders of creation. Learn and know my names: love, compassion, mercy, forgiveness, beauty, grace, generosity, majesty, magnificence, gratitude, peace, justice, kindness, patience, trust, unity. Learn and practice them in action to know me. Practice them in action to know me. See me in everything. Do not turn away until you see me. Do not turn away until you see me. Find me in the leaves of the trees, in the drops of rain, in the rocks and the streams, the mountains, the clouds and stars. They are all your teachers. The insects, reptiles, birds, fish, animals of every kind. They are one with me. Learn from them. They are your teachers. See me in their faces. Care for them. Love, compassion, kindness, respect in action in everything you do. Hear my name uttered in every breath, in every beat of your heart. Sing my name in every song you sing and every word you utter. Sing my name in every song you sing and every word you utter. Follow me along the path I had laid out for you. Narrow your pathway to know true expansion and freedom. Narrow your pathway to know true expansion and freedom. I am in everything guiding you to follow your path, to know me and honor my creation in every part of your existence and everything you encounter on your pathway. I am not something you leave to the world. I'm not something you leave the world to know. Know me in the world. Serve me. Honor me. See me. Be love. You are the love. I am the love. I am you. Keep going and do not get discouraged. Keep going and do not get discouraged. Do not stop. I am always in you. You are the love. So my teacher used to say, you are the love, not another. You are the love. You are the love. So take a moment and let that land in your heart. Take that into your core. Let your core alignment, your own alignment of truth, get a sense of what it wants to take away from that, if anything. Take that all the way in. What does your heart want to receive from that? I'll share with you what my heart does with that. It says that when we stop being able to know God in everything, and to be able to know God, it's a continuous seeking. It's not a one and done. It's about the journey, not about the destination. It's the journey we're on, and we will always be seeking to know and have the opportunity to know more as long as we are here on this plane, in this physical realm and physical bodies. And where we get into trouble is when we think we know. We can't think that we know and stop. Because when we think we know, we stop. But we're not finished. We're not done. There's always more to know. There's always more to uncover. Sometimes I feel, a lot of times, every day I feel, there's this dance between that certainty and confidence and, that positive, that sense of really feeling positive and strong, and that humility and surrender and that recognition that we only know so little of what is available for us to know. And there is a very delicate dance between these two places, right? My teacher used to say, be self-sufficient in the world, in the material realm, and be needy. Bring all of your neediness, your questions, your seeking only to Allah, the one, God, source, the divine. Bring all of your neediness and your humility, your strength. It's everything, right? Bring everything to the one. And in the world, be strong, be confident, be certain, but not in a way that is masking an inner sense of weakness, right? When we feel weak inside and we try to put up that shield of armor on the outside and say, but I'm strong and but I know and but I da 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 da, it comes across as a shield and it makes separation. We have to do the daily practice, the hourly practice, the every second practice, the every breath practice of breathing the name of the one into our hearts and helping ourselves and consciously opening to that connection. And we have to do the work so that in everything that we see, we don't just say, oh, this beautiful thing over here, that connects me with the divine, but this ugly thing over here, or those people who believe that way, or this people who are doing bad things, or this that is harmful and blah blah blah. These are not. So what we do is we use discernment about what we want to develop within ourselves, what we want to align ourselves with, and what we don't want to, what we want to cleanse and to purify. We use discernment, but we recognize that everything is from the one and has the beauty and has the wisdom and has the gifts of the divine that we can use to know ourselves. And as the saying goes, to know yourself, to know your source, to know your Lord, to know the one. And there is only one. There's a phrase that we used last week. The mantra we used last week was La ilaha illallah. The phrase we used last week was La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. There is no other. There is only one. No other. Only one. La ilaha illallah. And I have to say, when I started this today, I'm moving papers around, so excuse me for that. I thought, man, there's just so many ways that we can go with this today, because there are so many tools and gifts that we have that will help us to know our source and to help us to wash our hearts from the blocks and barriers so that we can truly know and seek, or know that which we seek. And I'm called right now to this beautiful book that is put together by Eric Winkle. It's an illustrated guide to Ibn Arabi. And Ibn Arabi is one of the Sufi scholars. And let me just look in here for just a second, because in the introduction of this book, he gives a beautiful perspective on the seeker and what is the seeker, and on the time that we're in and what is the time that we're in. And, we hear about the prophets that came, that were the messengers that came to give us the message. And we know about all of the holy books and sacred texts that are out there that give the message. And there's a saying that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was the seal of the prophets. And what he says about this seal, I think, is important and relevant here. Because it says, this seal is not a deadening stamp, closing and ending things. It is not the end, but the beginning. This is why Ibn al-Arabi speaks of this time in human history after the passing of the messenger of God, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to the day of arising for judgment, which is the time that we are in right now. The time, the day, right? In the cosmically speaking, the day in our Earth day is not the same. There is a great day in the great year of time. And there's a lot to say about that we don't have time to get into right now, and I don't want to take us off course. But in this day of arising for judgment, which is a time of thousands and thousands of years that we are currently in, he talks about this as the third part of the night, which is our time to emerge. In fact, Ibn Arabi is using the original Arab meaning of seal, which is the image of a seed in the earth, protected by soil, nourished by gentle rain. As the seal, Ibn al-Arabi must protect the knowledge given to him by God and convey it to his inheritors. So, this time that we are in, this great day that we are in, as this day of arising for judgment. And think about what is judgment. This is not some guy sitting up in the big chair up in the clouds that's saying, you're doing right, you're doing wrong, right? We're talking about out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing. There is a field, I'll meet you there. This is a time of awakening that we are in. This is the time for us to awaken. And the day of judgment is a day when the veils that we carry that separate us from truth, the veils that we carry that separate us from the truth of the breath of spirit that is breathed inside of us and breathes in us and through us and gives life and consciousness to the physical form and is the truth of the existence of everything on this realm, in this illusory realm of consciousness. This time of judgment, of arising for judgment, the time of awakening, is the time when these veils are being lifted. And for those of us who are seeking and who are doing this work to know the truth, we are present, consciously present, and working for lifting those veils and releasing those veils so that we can know the truth. And when we know the truth, we become our own judge. And the judge, let's talk about the judge, right? It's not a bad, you are wrong, you're going to jail kind of judge. It's, let's call it that place of awakening, of being able to see more clearly and to decide for ourselves, to judge for ourselves that which we want to align our beings with and that which we want to wash and release. And all of it can help us to know ourselves more clearly. And in knowing ourselves more clearly, this is how we come to know the truth of the source of all that is. Because in this reality, what is truly at the core of your being is the breath of source that breathes you. The consciousness that gives consciousness to your physical form is the breath of spirit, the consciousness of the one, the ocean of living consciousness. Another Rumi poem. These forms we seem to be are cups floating in an ocean of living consciousness. What we are is ocean, too near to see, though we swim in it and drink it in. So don't be the cup with the dry rim. Let your entire being rest into this ocean of living consciousness. Immerse yourself into the ocean of living consciousness. Allow yourself to float, to swim, to surf, to play, to rest, to dissolve. Whatever your being wants to do and to be. Follow it. Let it be the guidance for you. Let it be the guidance. Let it be the guidance. And so, let's go to that mantra that we used last week. The La ilaha illallah. There is no other. There is only one. And I want to invite you right now, if there is something in your consciousness that you have been grappling with that has been saying, yeah, but this can't be from a loving God. If this is from God, then God is not a loving God. Or there's no such thing as unconditional love here. Or any place where you hold it in like that separation, that perception of this is not unconditional love, this is not from any God that I want to associate myself with. Hold that in front, at a distance, but in front of your heart. Hold that, again, out a little ways in front of you. And as the eye of your heart faces that, and you can use any of your protective barriers or judgments or walls of protection that you choose. This is why we have those, right? We don't always want to open completely to that which is in darkness for us. But as you hold this in front of you, just bring in that mantra, La ilaha illallah. And bring it into your heart, like breathe it in. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. And breathe it into your heart. There is no other, there is only one. And breathe that into your heart. And just notice, and again, you can hold whatever that is. If you need to increase the distance, that's okay. Hold it at a comfortable space in front of you. And bring that into your heart. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. There is no other, only the one. Only the one. No other, only one. Another Rumi poem says, out beyond ideas of right doing and wrongdoing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about ideas and language. Even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. Out beyond ideas of right doing and wrong doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. La ilaha illallah. 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 I'm going to offer another sound code word that you can use as a breath. And let's try this now. It is the name of Hu, which starts with the subtle H sound, the very gentle, and ends with the Hu, right? And that H, that subtle H sound, just comes from the center of the chest, from that very subtle inner realms of that, like that universal divine power. Very subtle divine realms, and it like makes an arc, that sound, it makes an arc from the center of your chest up and out through your vocal pathway and through all the way through your mouth and through your lips, like it's through the portal into the created realm. So from the subtle realm into the created realm. And as you say this sound of Hu, just feel that breath coming from the center of your chest and moving up and out through your vocal pathway, your breathway, your pathway of your breath, and out through your lips, through that portal and into the created realm, from the subtle to the created. Ooh. Ooh. And as you make that sound, then let it just cycle out and through and whisper it gently into the center of your chest. So it's like making that cycle out and through and back into the center of your chest. Ooh. And whispering that into the center of your chest. From the most subtle through all the way through the pathways of creation and into the created realm and back through into the center of your heart. Ooh. 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 Let that breath and that vibration move through your heart center. And connect you in with that innermost place in your own being that is the microcosm of the macrocosm, that mirrored source of universal life force energy, the universal power, that place of oneness that we can tap into from within ourselves, knowing who we are tapping into and what we are tapping into, who lives and breathes and what lives and breathes through us, who shows up and manifests in this realm when we think it is us. This is where the humility comes in. This is where the bowing comes in. This is where the surrender comes in. When we recognize that it is not an I or a me or a we or an us, but a one. A one. And as long as we are in these veiled forms, these forms have many veils around them that hold us into an illusion of separation. As long as we're in these suits, there will always be more to explore. We will never know it all. And when we think we do is when we stop ourselves from further opening. Don't let yourself ever stop. Be like the child that has just come onto this realm with a blank slate. Right? Our templates get painted over, these canvases that we are, get painted over with all these beliefs, and then we think we know. And this is when my teacher said, don't stop with the outside pictures. Don't stop with that you think you know. That which you think you know, but go behind and behind and behind and behind and behind. And keep seeking. Keep seeking, keep asking. Every day, wake up with fresh eyes. Eyes of wonder that ask, who sees? And what are you revealing to us today? Who sees? Whose eyes are these? Who sees? Who is the seer? Who is the seeing? And who is it that we see? And let yourself approach life with inquiry and with wonder, always seeking, always wanting to know more. And when you find yourself in separation, in disgust, in that despair, ask, Who sees? What is it that you are seeing? And what would you like to reveal through this today? And keep asking and keep seeking. We never know it all. There is so much more to this creation than we can know from the physical form. So keep going behind and behind and behind and beyond and beyond and beyond to the inner and to the outer and beyond and to the inner and to the outer and beyond. It is about the journey, not about the destination. So let's stay engaged and continue to inquire. There's a verse in the Quran, 8:17, that says, "You did not throw when you threw, but God threw." There is the truth and there is creation. And there is truth in everything, and there are many veils. So go behind and behind and beyond and beyond until you reach the truth al-haq. And we reach the truth through the created, the creation, which is al-haq. Okay, so take a deep breath in. I invite you to, as you breathe today, just as you go through this day, notice your breath and use that whoo as you're breathing in, the breathing out, the breathing in, the breathing out, the just let that whoo be on your breath and moving through your heart, moving through your chest, moving into your created space and back into your space of the creator within, and exhaling out into your created space, breathing back into the creator within. And continue that as you move throughout the day. And remember to never stop seeking. All right, and with that, I'll close this part of the recording. And for those who are listening to the recording, I thank you for being here today. You're welcome to join us live on Sundays at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. Find information for joining us live at joyfullylivingwellness.com, joyfullylivingwellness.com, or communityforconsciousliving.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. While you're there, sign up to receive reminders and replays of these events and other special events that we have. And when you do, you will receive a copy of a one-sheet reminder of the truth of who and what we are and what this world is about. It's a one-sheet called The 10 Spiritual Principles of Our Human Existence. You can print out as many copies as you want and paste them everywhere. You can put them as your computer backdrop, your phone screensaver, save it in your notes to remind you, put it on your dashboard of your car, in your purse, in your wallet, your mirror, your refrigerator door, your pantry door, your front door. Remind yourself of the truth and who and what you are and what this world is about, and remind yourself to not stop with the outside pictures, but go beyond and beyond and beyond until you reach that truth of the seeker within yourself that seeks to know. And you will also receive a 15-minute guided meditation that you can download and use as a part of your daily practice to help you to connect in with that divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion that is at the heart of your heart, and help you to stay in that alignment and connection as you move throughout the day. Okay, and with that, I thank you very much for being here, and I'm opening now for any discussion or Q&A.